Welcome to this week's Whiskey Burn, and this week it's about the Edradour whiskey. It is a miniature, that's correct. You're not seeing things or close or away from the camera. Edradour whiskey, it's a Highlands whiskey. The distillery was started in 1825 by three guys, and they did everything. And it's one of the only distilleries that actually does everything manually as well, which is pretty impressive. They used to supply the House of Lords. I'm not sure if they still do that, but the Edradour is known as Scotland's little gem. And the distillery is so small and so cute, it's been known as and described as a model toy village. How cute. This is aged 10 years. Highland whiskey, we're expecting some fruit, spice, etc. So, I'll just give you a quick read of what it says. It says, handmade in the Pocket Glen. Very sweet. Bit of information on the back. The three men of Edradour. Says it on the back there. Didn't realise that. Okay, so why miniatures? Miniatures are a great way of giving someone a little gift who wants to get into whiskey, or if you're after a particular sort of whiskey, this is a great introduction because it is miniature. So, not all of them come in a little box or anything like this, but they sometimes tend to come just like this. Cost about £3 to £10 depending on which one you get. This Edradour one is about £5. 5 centilitres, 40%. That's what the bottle looks like. Nice golden colour, quite light golden colour. What you would expect. So I'm expecting earthy notes, and when I mean earthy, I don't mean peat. I mean more kind of like the ground, like grassy and fruity, stuff like that. So let's get it in there. So you can get 10 centilitres and 7.5. This is a 5. So the 10 and the 7.5, you can almost get 2 little drams out of it if you wanted to save one. Your choice. It looks gorgeous. An absolute beautiful golden colour. Have a little look on that. Absolutely gorgeous colour. So, bit of airing. Ooh. Light red summer fruit straight away. Nice. So yeah, miniatures. I've got quite a few miniatures because I wasn't sure on what I wanted to go down, what road I wanted to go down, like Islay or rye whiskey or American bourbon. So I got quite a few miniatures and had half of them so I could go back and taste them. And they're a great. Oh, this is good. And it's a great way of trying to go, I only like this type of whiskey. This small little bubble of, say, Islay whiskey. Try this Edradour. Very different. Very sherry casks based. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm getting a little bit of the grass in there, which I was hoping for, and a lot of red fruit. Now my eyesight's not very good, so I'm going to read the back of this. Okay. It doesn't actually have any tasting notes on it. It does actually. It says dried fruits, almonds, marmalade, and plain chocolate. So let's see if we get any of that. Not getting any of that on the nose, but maybe a little bit of dark chocolate, actually. Very oily. Edradour is known for oily. It's their unpeated whiskey. So there's no peat in this. And it is quite oily. The whiskey tears on that kind of prove that. Whiskey tears, the lines you get down, doesn't really tell you too much apart from whether it's alcoholic or oily. So yeah, nothing much in that. It's definitely got a taste at the back. So when I do a tasting of a whiskey, I say you got different flavour spots. The lips, the front of the tongue, back of the mouth, and your finish. On this I'm getting a tiny bit on the front of the tongue, a short finish, but it's oily. It's actually really quite smooth. Taste-wise though, I feel like I'm getting a little bit of peat. which is very strange. I'm going to put a little bit of ice in this just because it does change your whiskey. So I can see why they get the marmalade on this, because it's quite oily. It makes it a little bit thicker. Therefore, it gives that sort of almost stickier substance feel to it. But it's not sticky whiskey. That'd be weird. Okay. Ooh. I'm getting a lot more sort of, I feel like it's grassy smell. It is really, really nice. It's like, I'm trying to describe it for you, because obviously you can't smell or taste this. Definitely more a grass, fresh feel. The ice has melted slightly and it's cooled, so the oils and the water will mix a bit more, especially if I'm giving it a bit of a spin. I would say the ice has, obviously it's calmed it a bit. It wasn't quite harsh, it's only 40%. But what it's done is brought out a couple of other flavours. I feel like there's more dark chocolate or a chocolatey taste to it. I would say I'm definitely getting the chocolate on that, and getting more sherry on the nose now. So the ice has been there a bit. It has basically transformed this and given it more of a sherry finish on the nose. On the palate, I would say still it's the front of the tongue has sort of almost gone. It's still giving that bit of earthy kick and a little bit of chocolate. Very short finish. Still a little bit oily, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing. It's the whiskey which makes it what it is. So, Edradour, I might actually purchase a rather large bottle of that compared to this. But anyway, there you go. The Edradour 10-year aged, 40%, the distillery edition, miniature, just for you. From the Model Toy Village, Scottish little gem. Enjoy your whiskey, and I'll see you next week on the Whiskey Burn. Sláinte.